And with summer coming to an end, the race for the White House is entering the final stretch, and the continuing drip, drip, drip of bad headlines for Hillary Clinton surrounding her emails and the Clinton Foundation, too. It may be hurting her in the polls. One recent national poll shows Clinton with just a 2-point lead, down from 4 points 2 weeks ago. Let's talk about it. Joining me now are Derek Hunter, columnist for townhall.com, and Robin Byro, Democratic strategist and former regional field director for the Obama campaign. Welcome to you both on this Labor Day. Of course, September is going to bring a lot of interesting changes, possibly. Robin, there has been a lot of fluctuation with the poll numbers over the last few months. Now they're getting tight, right, as we get this information from the FBI documents over her emails. So how bad might it get for her?
Yeah, thank you first for having me on the show, and that is typical to be expected as we get closer to Election Day. I do think that the email that came out on Friday, the email traffic from the FBI was damaging to the campaign. But the choice couldn't be more clear. As a service member, I have grave concerns about Donald Trump potentially being our commander-in-chief. But I do agree that it has been damaging for the campaign.
And Derek, you know that things ramp up in September, of course, for the campaigns. You've got Clinton taking off in her new journalist-packed plane today. Why now?
Well, she's recognizing that the polls are not going in her favor. She's been the equivalent of socks under the Christmas tree. You know you're going to get them. Nobody gets excited about it, but you sort of resigned yourself to it. And now that Donald Trump is sort of going after policy voters and going after black voters on economic issues, she realizes that she's got a problem. She's wildly unpopular. This has been sort of the race to be the least unpopular. Now Donald Trump is making inroads into traditionally Democratic territory. So a new plane or not, it's the same socks under the Christmas tree.
Interesting analogy. All right, Robin, as Clinton tries to keep the focus on things other than her email situation, Trump is out there, you know, he's doing his thing in the Rust Belt states, talking about immigration. So who do you think is doing a better job staying on point?
Hillary Clinton absolutely is staying on point, on message. Tomorrow she releases a 256-page book called Stronger Together, which lays out a comprehensive plan for how she plans to attack ISIS. Versus Donald Trump, all we've heard from him is that he knows more about ISIS than the generals do, and he directed that our troops violate the Geneva Convention and attack people's families, ISIS families. So, you know, she's very thorough. She's got a comprehensive plan. As a service member myself, I have every faith in her ability to lead the troops. I have absolute lack of faith in Donald Trump's ability to lead the troops.
You know, Derek, even Bernie Sanders, who's holding a campaign event with Hillary today in New Hampshire, has said that Clinton should have distanced herself from her family's foundation. So is the possible overlap between the Clinton Foundation and her time at the State Department hurting her presidential campaign more now than ever?
Yeah, people recognize that people go into public service supposedly to do public service. Somehow Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and Chelsea Clinton have become fabulously wealthy through it. If I knew there was that much money in helping the poor, I might have chosen a different vocation. So it's money. People understand money. People understand that politicians shouldn't become rich being politicians. So it might be a little too late. She's still sitting on the pile of money, and if Chelsea stays on the board of the foundation, you know, that sends a message of we're still open for business. Or if she doesn't, it's get your bribes in now because we're going to be closing up shop soon, but I'm taking down names. It leaves a sour taste in people's mouth who recognize that, you know, money and politics, for all of the complaining about it Democrats have done, it always seems to come back and bite them because they end up sitting on the biggest pile of money, and that's something unambiguously people understand.
All right, guys, we got to leave it right there. Rob and Derek, I want to thank you both. We know that this week, getting into this month, is going to be even more interesting as we hit that sprint to November. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely.